How's it going today, YouTube? Today I'm going to show you the problem we were having with the wastegate. The valve wasn't opening a lot. I didn't really explain it in the last video, but I'm going to kind of show you a demonstration here of the valve opening on the wastegate and show you why it was a problem. As you can see, we have both wastegates sitting here on the floor, and this is the one that was on the car that is boost creeping. And then this is the one we're going to try to replace it with. And like I said, if you put boost into the vacuum nipple on the side, the valve opens. The vacuum is on this side for this one. So first we're going to do the one with the boost creep problem. Hopefully you guys could see how much the valve was opening there, and now we're going to go to the new wastegate and show you how much that valve opens. As you can obviously tell, the second wastegate there, the valve is opening farther, and probably going to be able to allow more exhaust flow to get out and not have the car boost creep. Alright, so now I am taking the white wire off of the wideband and I'm running it to the ECU so the ECU can see what the wideband's doing, and you can data log with the air-fuel ratio. So like I said, just taking the white wire and I extended it, so now I'm going to run it over to the ECU. And to wire it to the ECU side, you want to take the wire D10, which when you're looking at the ECU with the plugs in it this way, the first one is pin A, second is B, and then D is over here. And then D10 is going to be the fifth wire on the bottom row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there is a missing wire, and then 5 is right here. So I cut 5, and now I'm going to take the white wire from the AEM and connect the two. Alright, so now I am in the computer and I'm actually just telling the ECU what to do with the wideband input I just put in. So as you can see here, we are under closed loop under the parameters section on the S300, and we are going to tell it to use the wideband input for lambda target. And then under closed loop advanced, we're going to tell it that the input source is pin D10, because that's where we wired it into. And then we have to set the voltages here so it knows what's going on. To set the voltage to lambda conversion table, usually if you buy a wideband brand new, it comes with instruction manual, and then it also should come with a chart like this, which pretty much tells you the voltage on the far left there, and then for whatever fuel you are using to make the wideband read properly. The gasoline AFR is what we are going to use. We are going to use the gasoline AFR table, so at 0 volts we need a 10-0 air-fuel ratio. And as you can see here, the voltage is on the top and it says 0, and then the air-fuel below it is 10-0. And then next to it there's a 5 volt and then another 5 volt. So the middle one we want to change to right in the middle at 2.5 volts. So just double click it and then change that to 2.5. And then you can leave this one alone at 5. So now we got to find what air fuel is at 2.5 volts. So this one's 2.5, and that's a 15-0 air fuel. So we type in 15-0 right here. And I believe it should be good now. We can double check. Go to display, and then we'll log. Turn the data logger on, and it's pegged out right now, and so is the wideband up here. So we'll start it up and see if we got any change on the computer. So it's reading about 11.7, 11.6, 11.7, 11.7, 11.8. So yeah, it is spot on, buddy. So now I'm gonna go through and probably turn the closed loop off until I get the car tuned, and then we can turn it on when we're done. And voila, now that everything is talking to each other, we have air fuel hooked up on the display here. We can see that the air fuel ratio is right where it should be, right around 14.7 at idle. And you can see it correspond on the gauge as well, so those match up great. And now we're going to take it for a little drive and see how the car runs. Bro,
what up?
You'll never guess what I just did.
What? You just raced someone. What was it?
No. I locked myself out of your car.
You are such an idiot.
I got a buddy that's coming over. He's got a lockout kit. But yeah.
Is it like where you gotta pick? Like you gotta put the wedge in there? Alright.
He's got a plastic wedge though, so it shouldn't fuck the paint up.
Yeah. So when my brother had it down in Arkansas,
yeah.
I checked my phone and I'm like 7 missed. Oh my gosh, what did he do?
Well, dude, the best part is the car's running right now.
I hope there's gas.
Yeah, there's gas in it. So I've been sitting here for about a half hour now with the car just idling, sitting here in the driveway. And yeah, at least we tested everything. The fans are working, it's not overheating, anything like that. So yeah, just waiting for my buddy to get here with the lockout kit, and we'll get this thing back unlocked and then get back on track, hopefully, and get this thing out driving and tune it. Okay, so we got the Integra out driving around, and we did one quick little pull. We got the wastegate set at around 9 pounds of boost peak. It's between 8 and 9 pounds of boost. And I'm just going to kind of go through a data log with you guys and show you all the stuff you can watch on HunTuned when you're data logging, when you have the wideband actually wired into the ECU. So now, before we do the pull, we want to make sure we hit record on the HunTuned. So we'll hit record, it'll start recording, and now we can do our pull. That looked absolutely fucking perfect. There's like 11 bottom 11s in VTEC. The transition is very smooth right now, which is what you want. You don't want like a super hard cracking VTEC. That's actually not good for it. Where some people like when VTEC cracks hard, bro. It's not always the best thing. But this thing has a super smooth VTEC transition. It's almost like you can't even feel it. It just picks up power. So now I think this section of the map on Wastegate is tuned. So as you can see, this is the run that we just did, and we're carrying 12's air fuel ratio before VTEC, and then VTEC crosses over right around 5,500 or so, and we're to 11.8 air fuel ratio, and then as the RPM increases it richens up a little bit to about 11.3 air fuel ratio, and that's on 8.7 pounds of boost, carrying 11.5 pretty much the whole way through. So I would call this pretty much tuned. This section should be good for 8 to 9 pounds of boost. So now we're gonna go and turn the boost up.
That's what ignition cut sounds like.
Yeah. So we are going to try the two-step out now. We have it activating at 5,500, and our ignition timing, retard, and our fuel enrichment is activated at 5,300. And we're going to try it and see how it sounds and see how much boost it builds on the two-step.
What?
You should take a Snapchat too on my phone.
Snapchat on your phone too?
Yeah, take a video of it.
I can't multitask.
Yeah, you can. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, that didn't sound good, did it?
No flames.
Alright, try this one though. Ready?
Yep.
One more. No flame. Try one more quick. It builds like 5 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so we just got the car out and I went to go turn the boost up with the boost controller, and it was on like 8 or 9 pounds of boost before the controller, and then I turned it up and we got it to hit like 12 pounds, and it would taper from like 12 to 10 and go back to 12, and it would just kind of dance around a little bit. The boost gauge, you could see the needle walk around a little. So what I'm thinking is the problem is on these Blocks boost controllers. They have a pretty light spring installed into them out of the box, and they give you a second spring. These are the two springs. There's a soft one and then a stiffer spring, and it comes pre-installed with the one on the left, and then the one we're going to put in is on the right, which is supposed to be for like larger turbos like this one. The small spring would probably work good for like a factory turbo, like a T25 trim or smaller. But once you're talking 50 trim turbos and above, you need that bigger spring in the boost controller for it to work properly. All right, so the roads are drying up a little bit now, and we got this thing on like between 16 and 18 pounds of boost. We're gonna try it here again and do another data log. Ready?
Yep.
That felt pretty good, boys. right, so we just did that pull and going through the data logs, and you can almost like hear it and feel it, that the boost comes in and fades in and out. Like it's I don't know, like even on the data log it says like we hit a peak at 18 pounds or 19 pounds, and then it tapers back down to like 14, and then goes back up to 17, and then back down to 15, and then down to 14, and then down to 13. I don't know what the deal is. I think this wastegate that's on here, it's working better than the other one, but I still think that this wastegate has an issue of some sort, because it definitely should hold boost a little smoother than what it is. So I think we're just going to need to get a different wastegate on this thing, and I don't know, make it work better with that. But yeah, that's probably going to wrap it up for this video. And hope you guys enjoyed the little tuning session that we got in on this car, and hopefully you enjoy the content. So until next time, stay boosted, people.